This is Eric with diffuserdoc.com, and in this video we're going to replace the fan in a Young Living Rainstone diffuser. So we'll begin by just taking out that top, giving the cover a little twist to the left, and removing it. And then we're going to flip it over. You'll see these three little dark rubber covers. And what we need to do is take those out. You can use the tip of a safety pin. I'm just going to use this sharp point of a meter here. And you just sort of jab it in there and pull these out. Don't lose them. They like to stick to other things. You want to keep them in the same spot because we're going to put them back in later. So you just pop those out. And next, see how they want to stick together. Next thing we want to do is remove these three screws, and notice the orientation of this writing and the lettering back here. That's the same. We want to put this piece the same back in the same way. And take this piece off and set it aside, and then the base will lift off, but not completely. You have to be a little careful. The power cord is going to be connected, so gently take that apart, and you can go ahead and disconnect this power cord if you like. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, pull the power cord, just give it a tug from the wires. You're not going to hurt it. And then the next step is to remove this part here. And here's the fan. Now the fan does two things. It cools this. It cools the mist generator off, and it also blows the mist out. So it does two things. So you'll either have a bad fan will either be noisy, it'll make a squealing noise and then get quieter, or it could just be stuck. And another thing you want to look for is just keeping the bottom of this clear. The only air intake are these small holes, and if they get covered with dust, then game over. I mean, you just need to clean it. But sometimes the fan goes bad, and one of the tricky things about replacing this is the wiring. All the wires are jammed under this part here. What we want to do is take this off, but we just need to take it off for a minute so that we can get the fan wires out. And there's some hot glue in here. Just only remove what you really need to. So now I have the fan wires loose. I'm going to give this a tug to trace back the wires, and they are the second connector over here, right here. And if you look at your board really closely, it says fan on it. So if you get these mixed up, this one says DC, direct current, that's the power coming in. This one's your fan. That's the one we want to remove. Pull that off. Take the fan out. Just pull the wires through this little mess. If you need to pull some of this glue apart, that's okay. And we've removed the fan. Simple as that. So to put a new fan in, I have a replacement fan here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the package. I'll put a link to the fan in the description down below. And one thing to remember is these fans go in with the label side facing the direction you want the air to blow. So this one goes down. Keep in mind how you want your wires to run. You can plug it in right away so we don't forget where it goes. Plug in. Here's a little snap. Wires can go underneath here. It rests on these little posts, so take your time and make sure we get it down on these little posts. So you can see what I'm doing. It fits into these little posts. Okay, so it's in all four posts, and we want to run this wire underneath the ionizer if you want to. It's not a bad idea. It keeps it out of the way, because one thing you want to look for is you want to make sure that the wire doesn't jump up and accidentally get into the fan. It'll make a noise. So, a rubbing sound. So we're going to reinstall the screws for the ionizer. Careful not to pinch the wires. Nope, nothing, everything's loose. So popped off the post, so it's down on the post. Now when we reinstall this piece, there's a flat side that faces towards the back of the diffuser. The front is where these wires are on the light. The flat part goes to the back, and then we line it up. And next thing we're going to do, so that's our new fan is installed. We want to reinstall the power plug. So that goes in this connector here where it was marked DC. Okay, these plugs can only go in one way, so you can't get them in the wrong way. It'll give you a little click and a snap when it goes in. And to reassemble this, it mates up with the base where this notch is. And in these grooves, these little tabs will fit into the grooves, so you want to make sure that this is all flush and centered, because if it's not centered, if there are any air gaps in here, then this won't blow the mist out right. It'll have an air leak. And once that's all straight, we want to flip it over, install this part, and remember the writing goes towards the back. And once that's lined up, that's the base. Remember to put our three little rubber plugs back. They should stick right back in there, no problem. And then put your lid back on. There's a wider section here for the front. Make sure that lines up. Give it a little twist and put your top back on, and that's it. That's all it takes to replace the fan and a Young Living Rainstone diffuser. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Our website is diffuserdoc.com, and you can reach us at support@diffuserdoc.com and also on Facebook at diffuserdoc. And like our page if you can, and subscribe if you'd like. Appreciate it. Thanks.